So if you're looking for the cheapest state to move to, then Rhode Island is probably not your destination. We may have beautiful beaches, fantastic food scene, and a culturally diverse population, but it is not cheap to live here. Want to know the cost of living in Rhode Island? Well, let's jump in and talk about it right now. Hey there, my name is Jess Powers. I'm your local Rhode Island real estate agent, and I work with a lot of people that relocate to Rhode Island. So how you view the cost of living in Rhode Island is definitely going to depend on your perspective and where you're coming from. If you're coming from a major city like Boston or San Francisco, then hey, you probably are going to think that Rhode Island is a lot less expensive. A lot of my clients actually come from Boston. It is way more expensive to live there. So the cost of living in Rhode Island, it's obviously going to vary depending upon the city or the town that you live in and your personal lifestyle. There really is something for everyone here though, and all within a really close proximity. So whether you prefer neighborhoods where you can walk to coffee shops and restaurants or waterfront communities where you can go surfing every day, we've got a lot of unique areas to choose from. Now, if you're moving here from the Midwest or the southern states like I did, then you need to be prepared for the high cost of living, not only in the real estate market, but also energy costs like electricity. We've got higher auto insurance. We've got more expensive groceries. And if you're a longtime Rhode Islander, well, then I know you are most likely going to complain about the prices going up, people, and also the weather. So according to Best Places, the average cost of living index in Rhode Island is 110.6, while the national cost of living index is 100. So that means it's around 22% more expensive to live here than the national average. So first, let's talk about the real estate market. The median home price for single families in the state right now is around $400,000, while the national median is $398,000. And rent prices in Rhode Island, they're also higher than the national average. According to Zillow, the average rent in the Ocean State is $2,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, when I moved here from Texas in 2001, I had a 3-bedroom apartment in the Armory District of Providence with awesome shag carpet, amazing vintage wallpaper, and my rent was $600 a month. Those days are long gone. Rents have really increased drastically, especially in the past 2 years, and we're likely to see it go up another 8% or more this next year. We have a real housing shortage on our hands and a lack of affordable housing at that. But our neighbors in the north over in Boston, well, they're paying even more. Their average rental in Boston right now is $3,400, and that's probably for a tiny place. That's why people are coming here. Comparatively, it is less expensive. What about utilities? Well, the cost of utilities in Providence is actually 36% higher than the national average. The average cost in Providence is $200 a month. Rhode Island Energy recently acquired National Grid, and our electricity costs increased about 47%, which is really unfortunate. I mean, frankly, the cost of electricity here is out of control. Here's something else you need to consider if you move to Rhode Island. Our housing stock is really old. That's part of the charm. However, it can mean that windows are old and drafty. It also means that the home might not be very well insulated. So whether you're buying or renting, consider those costs to run your home. Also, what's it gonna cost to heat and cool your home? You can actually call Rhode Island Energy to find out the average electricity and gas costs for a home that you're considering buying or renting. It's good to have that info up front. Also, a lot of our homes still rely on oil as the primary heating fuel. Other costs such as groceries, healthcare, transportation, they're also generally higher in Rhode Island compared to the national average. And while we do have some neighborhoods that are walkable, people really overall consider Rhode Island a state where you need a car to get around. We do have a public transportation system. We've got buses. They service the entire state, but frankly, depending on who you ask, you're going to get mixed reviews as to the quality and the dependability of that system. Overall, the cost of living in Rhode Island, it can be high. Rhode Island doesn't really check the box for cheap living, but it can vary depending on your personal circumstances and where you choose to live in the state. Now, I know this isn't my most positive video, but you can always count on me to tell it to you straight. And I will say, despite all of this, I love living in Rhode Island. It's definitely home. Now, if you need help matching your lifestyle and your budget to the areas in Rhode Island that will suit you best, that's what I do. That's my specialty. So send me a text, send me an email. I'd be happy to help.